Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to today's live stream, which I have just restarted because I'm not sure what happened with my signal just then. But yeah, so if you was on the previous one, here we are now. So welcome in, everyone. I'm so excited to speak with you today all about the topic of building an aligned business for creators. I can see we have one person joining. Welcome again. If you was on the previous live, I'm not sure what happened, but my signal was all funny. But we're back again. So yeah, let's dive straight into today's topic, which is all about alignment in business. And if this is the first time you are coming across myself, welcome. My name is Montelle B. I am a business mentor and creative coach for online creatives who are wanting to transition from content creators and influencers into digital business owners. So if you are watching live, please let me know if the sound's okay. I know sometimes it can be a little temperamental, so let me know. And if you are watching on the replay, feel free to leave any questions, any comments in the comments section, and I will definitely get around to answering them. So yeah, before we do dive into today's topic all about alignment, I want you to leave me in the chat and let me know who you are, because YouTube doesn't actually show me who's live with me. So let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and also what type of business or what type of content creator are you. So if you have a business that you've started, let me know what that business is. Or maybe you are currently a content creator and you're wanting to transition into becoming a business owner. You wanting to create a profitable business from your personal brand, from your expertise, or from your passions. So let me know down in the comments which creator are you, and I will definitely make sure to tailor this training specifically to you. So this training is actually in celebration of my current launch for my program, the Bizfluencer program. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about the program towards the end, but I want to let you know that we are currently open for enrollment in that program. So all of the details, are down in my description. So make sure you check that out as I go through this training. If you're feeling like this program is aligned and now is the right time for you to step up into as a content creator, as a digital business owner, then make sure you check all of that down in the description. So yeah, we're going to get into how to build an aligned business for content creators / influencers. And the way I always like to start is by first dissecting what that actually means, by looking at the title and dissecting it. I don't know why I like to do that. Maybe it's just the student in me that likes to really make sure you understand exactly what I mean by the words I say, so that when I'm going through the video, when I'm going through the content, it makes more sense. So the first question we're going to look at is, what is alignment? What exactly is alignment, and what does this mean for business owners, and why is it so important as well? So I like to say that alignment really is that gut feeling that you get when you know you are in the right place at the right time, or you know you're doing the right thing. So there's going to be times in your life, experiences that you may have had, opportunities that may have come to you, and you just know, yes, this was the right thing for me. I was in the right place at the right time. I met with the right person. I found the right networks, and everything just felt so aligned. You knew it was right for you. You had that gut feeling that something was just the perfect opportunity for you. And it's no surprise why it came to you. Everything happens for a reason. And when you're in full alignment, you just have that validation and that confirmation that everything is happening for that right reason. And it's also that unshakable confidence that you have when you're fully in alignment with your passion, your purpose. When you are called to do something, you have this unshakable confidence about you that no one can take it away from you. You know that this is what opportunities for you. So you just show up differently. You show up more confidently, you show up with more conviction, and you just know when something is right for you, and you just know that you are confident enough to execute, and you have the abilities to execute. So nobody can tell you nothing. You don't need that external validation. You don't need that outside confirmation that, is this the right opportunity? Is it not? Is this the right business for you? You will just know. And this is what it feels like to be in full alignment. Everything always feels easy as well. Like when you know that you are doing the right thing for you, it just feels easy. It feels effortless. And that could probably tie into the confidence as well, because when you feel more confident about something, it just becomes easier. It's that second nature for you. There's so many things that you can probably do that just feel like second nature. You don't question yourself. You don't look for that external validation because you know that it is the right thing for you. You know it is aligned and it just gets to feel easy and fun. And along with that, you also get to be in flow as well. You know, when something just is a perfect match for you, that perfect opportunity, that perfect business, you can just flow through it, you just glide through it. And that's not to say that you're not going to have certain challenges, but the challenges that you do come across, you welcome them, you get excited by them. It's like a thrill to you, it's that excitement for you. And the right opportunities, I've kind of already mentioned this one, but again, when you're in alignment, the right opportunities, the right ideas, they just come to you. That creativity is always on. You're flooded with ideas. You're always feeling super inspired, super creative. And like I say, the challenges that you may come across, they feel fun. They light you up. They make you feel expansive, sorry. It's not a challenge that makes you feel stuck and you just don't know how to move forward. It's a challenge that you welcome and you openly accept. So, this is what it really feels like to be in true alignment when it comes to your business. So let's look at the opposite now, and what does it not feel like to be in alignment? So you could have started a business, or maybe you are considering starting a business, and it's not clicking yet. There's something that's not clicking. Maybe you've got a few ideas and you've tried a few things out, but nothing is snapping in as you'd like it to. So when you're not in alignment and when you're just forcing something, it brings forward this forced energy. So the thing that you're doing, it feels like a constant push and pull. It feels like you're really trying to make it work, but this idea that you have, this business or this opportunity is constantly pulling away from you. And it's like you've got a rope and you're trying so hard to pull it closer to you, but there's just this constant resistance. There's a resistance to you showing up. There's a resistance to the ideas flowing, the creativity, the success, the money, the clients. When you are trying hard to force something that you know is not for you and you know is out of alignment, it is always going to feel a struggle. It's going to feel a stretch. It's not going to feel fun. It's going to feel so forceful and so hard. And it'll also have you questioning everything that you end up doing when you know that you're only doing a business maybe because you've seen everyone else doing it, or you've seen other people with a certain amount of success, or you feel like you should be doing this business or you should be in this career, whatever it is. There's just going to always be those questions in your mind because you know that you're made for more. You know that you're on the wrong path right now. You're going in the wrong direction. So, of course, you're going to be questioning every single step that you take. And this isn't good for the mentality. This is not good for your mindset overall. Definitely in business, but just overall, if you're constantly questioning every single move you're making within your life, what this is leading to is you just not trusting yourself. And a lack of trust brings a lack of confidence. And having a lack of confidence is, of course, not going to make you the best business owner that you can be, because in order to be a business owner, you have to be confident, you have to have conviction, and it's going to be that energy that's what people feel. And this is what your potential clients, potential customers, they're going to be feeling into your energy. So if your energy is off and if they can feel you're not aligned, then it's just not going to bring you the success that you want within your business. Another thing that may happen if you are out of alignment, or what it feels like to be out of alignment, is that your actions are controlled by external factors. So maybe you are easily swayed. Maybe you can't make up your mind with what you want to do. You have this idea, and then maybe you see somebody else do it slightly different, or maybe you see someone else with a different idea that you may think's a bit better than yours, and you just feel like you're easily pulled in many different directions. You're quick to change your mind. You don't see things through. And that could simply be because you're just not aligned to what it is that you're trying to force. You know you're made for more. You know you're made for a different path. And another thing is it just doesn't feel enjoyable for you. I know this firsthand. I've pivoted my business and my niche and all of that so many times. And you know when things don't feel enjoyable for you. There's a difference between a business going through its stages. Some stages are going to be harder than others. Yep, that's fine. There's a difference between that and then just things not being enjoyable. If right now you're building a business and you hate everything, nothing feels aligned, you don't like how you're showing up, you don't resonate with the type of person you're trying to serve, if nothing feels aligned, then you know it's time to move on, because you have to be building a business that you enjoy. The reason why you decided to build a business, maybe you decided to leave your job and build this business, or maybe it's a side hustle that you're building. The reason you've done it is because you wanted a creative outlet. You wanted an outlet that's going to bring you fun, freedom, success, and profit, of course. But in order for you to do that, it has to also feel fun and enjoyable. So yeah, let me know if this is making sense so far. I can see that there's 4 people live with me. So I don't see anyone in the chat though. It's pretty quiet in the chat. So let me know if this is resonating with you. And if you do have any questions, I definitely give this a like as well. That helps the channel. So here's the thing. What I'm going to talk about now is how alignment works in connection with manifestation and manifesting a business, manifesting success, manifesting clients. So when you are in full alignment with your business, when you're doing something that you know is right for you and is meant for you, your business manifestations, your success is going to snap in a lot quicker. Everything is going to feel more effortless. And again, like I say, it's not to say things are not going to be difficult and you're not going to go through different seasons within your business. But what it will mean is that you manifesting and creating success in your business is going to come a lot quicker. And the reason why it's going to come a lot quicker is because you're not so fixated on a certain outcome. Often, when you're not in alignment with your business, you get fixated on a certain outcome. Maybe it's a certain amount of clients or a certain amount of income that you want to create, and you lose that sense of the actual journey. You lose that enjoyment and fulfillment of the journey itself because you're so fixated on the outcome. But when you're fully in alignment, you enjoy every single aspect of the business. You enjoy the early stage of just getting started when you're making no money, but things are just feeling fun. You enjoy creating content for your business. You enjoy learning about your clients, learning about products and services. You enjoy creating the funnels, the sales pages. You enjoy sending emails. Every single aspect of your business, you will enjoy if you are in alignment. And when you enjoy it, the process becomes a lot easier and you'll start to see success a lot quicker because you're not fixated on the result of it. You're enjoying the whole process of it. You're enjoying every single stage. And that enjoyment and that fun and that freedom that you feel is going to translate in your business, in the content that you create, in the offers that you have, the people that come into contact with you. They're going to be fired up from your energy. They're going to see your energy, your passion, your excitement and fulfillment. And that's going to magnetize the right people and the right opportunities to you a lot quicker. As opposed to if you are not in alignment, what's going to happen is you'll be so fixated on getting a certain result. Maybe the result is you want an X amount of clients, or maybe the result is that you want to make X amount of money. But because you're not in alignment and you're not really enjoying this business that you've built, what's going to happen is you're so focused on the end goal that you are just not going to be enjoying the process. You're going to be showing up out from an energy that is just not fun. It's not freeing. It's an energy of desperation. People can see when you're not enjoying what you're talking about. And I've been through this as well, where I have been creating a business a certain way, thinking that, oh, I have to show up this certain way. I have to show up on Instagram. I have to do all these things. And people could see straight through that. They could see when I wasn't enjoying myself. They could see when I was just showing up because I was forcing it or because I felt like I had to. And it didn't bring me the results that I thought it would bring. And it's when I realized that your energy is going to be the most important thing for you building a business, that is when things started to shift. That's when I started to see results and see success, because I was moving closer into alignment with what really resonated with me in my heart. So this is why you really have to be building a business that feels in alignment, that resonates with who you are at the core and your core values. And once you get to that place where you're building a business which does feel fully aligned to you, that's when you're not even going to notice what, like, the things that you believe to be successful, like bringing in X amount of money and working with X amount of clients and building X amount of visibility, whatever your goals are, they're just going to happen. And before you know it, you'll be looking back thinking, wow, look how far I've come. But because I was enjoying every single aspect and because I was enjoying the journey, I wasn't so fixated on the result, and it happened a lot quicker. So I say this to say that when it comes to building alignment, the inner work is going to be really essential. In fact, so essential. And this is one thing that I've definitely learned over the past year or so, definitely over the past 8 months. I have been more so focused on my inner work, my healing, and getting to know myself so that I can show up better as a business owner, so that I can show up more aligned. Because often we can lose ourselves, especially in the business world, especially when you are just getting started and there's so much information, there's so many resources, there's so many business mentors you can work with, coaches that you can work with. You tend to get lost in it all. You get lost in it all. You forget why you initially started. You forget what it was that you was initially passionate about. And you just take on all of these external opinions and voices of who you should be, how you should show up. You start comparing your content to other creators, and it's just not a fun place to be. It really is not. And especially when you are not in alignment, that's where the lack of trust within yourself starts to come into play. So, over the past 8 months or so, I personally have not so much taken a step back from my business, because I've still been working with clients. But in terms of what I'm doing on the front end, I've taken a step back. Well, of course, not now, but what I did is I took a step back so I could really analyze how I'm showing up, who exactly I am, what is the impacts that I'm personally wanting to create, and how can I learn to trust myself and trust my intuition and my ideas more. And from that, it's got me to the stage that I'm at now, where I'm feeling super aligned, attracting the right type of clients to me, magnetizing clients, showing up on the right platforms. And this is what I want for you as well. So there's a few different questions that I want you to think about when it comes to building an aligned business. So first, we're going to look at exactly what your business is going to be and how do you choose the right business for you. And this training specifically is going to be designed more for service-based business providers. So that is if you are a content creator or influencer and you're wanting to monetize your personal brand and your expertise through your own knowledge, your own experience, and what you've already mastered. So I'm going to be giving you a few ideas of different business models that you can do towards the end of this video. But first, let's look at the type of aligned business that you can be creating. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what have you mastered? So when it comes to creating a business, you want to make sure that it's something that you have already mastered, you've already got down, because that's where the alignment is going to come from. If you're creating a business based on your current experience, your current knowledge, things that you've already mastered, then it's going to, of course, bring a lot more confidence for you. You're going to be able to show up more confidently. You're going to be able to show up more freely because you have actually embodied and mastered what it is that you want to teach. So I know nowadays there's so many business owners, online business owners who do the same things. Business coaches, Instagram coaches, all of that is what everyone is doing. But that's not necessarily to say that's what you have to do, especially if you have not yet mastered it. Maybe you've got a few skills here and there, but you want to be thinking about what is that one thing that you personally have absolutely mastered in your life. And it could be anything. It really could be anything. Maybe you've mastered relationships. Maybe you've mastered dating. Maybe you've mastered self-confidence. Maybe you've mastered how to do makeup, how to do hair. There's going to be things in your life that you have completely mastered, you've completely embodied, and it's things that you can create a business around. So the first thing is just to write down some of the things in your life that you have mastered. And don't what's going to happen here is your brain's going to want to go to the generic things, the typical things that people talk about. Oh, I've mastered how to show up on social media. I've mastered content creation. Yes, you could have done that, but also start to think outside of the box. And to deepen this even more, the next question you want to ask is, what have you personally experienced in life? So this is really going to help when it comes to building your personal brand, because personal brand is all about storytelling. So what are the stories that you can tell through your brand, through your business, that are going to attract the perfect people to you, the right audience to you? So the first question is all about what you've mastered. So what are you personally skilled at? What are you the most confident in? Nobody could tell you nothing. Going back to that unshakable confidence, what we spoke about, what are the things that you have personally mastered? And then on top of that, what are the experiences that you've had in life? Because we've all had experiences. What are those for you? What are the things that you have personally overcome in your life that have brought you to the point that you're at today, to your own transformation? And then the third thing is, what topics mean the most to you? So think about topics that you are so passionate about, they mean something to you, that you could speak about for hours and hours and hours. What are those topics? And the reason why this is important is because when you're building a business, you want to make sure it is going to be something that you can speak endlessly on, that you are happy, that it has to be a business that you want to talk about for years to come. So think about those. Those are the first three questions. What have you mastered? What have you experienced? And what topics mean the most to you? So moving on to the second section. This is all about now looking at the limitations. So now you've got an idea of what type of business you want to build. And of course, I don't expect you to do this within 5 minutes. This is going to take some time, but for the sake of this training, I'm going to make it as short as possible. So maybe you just want to make notes from this training, and then you'll have to revisit it as and when. But the first stage is really looking at what you've mastered and what ideas are coming up for you for the type of business that you could potentially build. The second stage is going to be looking at limitations, because limitations are going to pop up. These limiting beliefs that you have around why you maybe not be able to start this business, why it's not going to feel aligned, all of this is going to start popping up. So we have to start looking at that and coming up with solutions quick so you can get started as quick as possible. So next in the section, the questions that we're going to look at are, what are your beliefs around, I can't even read my own writing. I'm looking at my notes and sometimes I just scribble so quickly I can't even read it. So what are your beliefs around, what did I mean by that? I haven't even finished my sentence. Let's see. Where did the resistance come from? What are your beliefs around, what have you experienced? Okay, cool. So I think what I meant here was, what are your beliefs around the business that you're wanting to build? So when you've looked at all of the different things you have mastered in your life, you've mastered communication, you've mastered relationships, you've mastered how to do makeup, how fitness, all of these things that you've mastered, what are your beliefs around why you maybe can't build a business around that? And let me give you an example to make this a bit easier. So one of my beliefs that I had was that I had to be on Instagram in order to build a successful business. And the reason this was a belief for me is because everyone and their mum was on Instagram building their business, seeing success. So I thought, okay, this is what I have to do. But I was met with a lot of resistance when I tried to do that, just because the platform, it didn't resonate with how I wanted to show up. It's a lot of short form content, a lot of quick content. And me personally, I like to do this. I like to do live streams. I like unedited, unfiltered, raw content like this. So that was a limiting belief that I had, and a lot of resistance was coming up for me when I was building my business. Yes, I was still showing up and I was still successful on Instagram, but it didn't feel aligned to me. And there were stages where I was in and out of consistency all the time because it didn't feel aligned. We have a comment. Welcome. Who have we got here? So we've got Alex. Oh, I'm the same. I can't remember my name. Person being alive. Yes. Sometimes I don't even finish my sentence. I just write half a sentence and I expect myself to remember later on. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So this is what you need to ask yourself. What are your current beliefs around business, success, the type of business you have to build, the type of platforms you have to show up on? What are your current beliefs? And then the next question is all about resistance. So where does the resistance come up for you? When you think about building a business, if you haven't yet got started, what feels difficult? What feels hard for you? And on the other side, if you have built a business, if you have got started and you're not yet seeing the success, you're not seeing the consistency that you'd like to see, ask yourself, where's that resistance? What's showing up for you? What is it that you're not enjoying about building your business? Because here's the thing, we are the creators of our own business. And I created a live stream last week which was about this topic about we actually are the creators. We decided to be business owners because we wanted more freedom, more flexibility, and more fun in our life. So why, when we decide to start a business, do we then fall back into the same habits that we previously had? The habits of feeling like we have to stick ourselves in a box and we have to follow a set rule or a set way of how to do things. We don't have to do any of that. We get to create the rules. So if something does not feel aligned for you in your business, if something is not enjoyable, how can you change that? And just using myself as an example again, when I finally decided that, you know what, I'm done with Instagram for marketing my business. I still use it, but when it comes to marketing my business, I only want to show up on YouTube right now. That was a belief that I had to rewrite for myself because I knew that Instagram didn't feel enjoyable, it didn't feel expansive, it didn't feel fun. So when I moved over to YouTube, that was a new belief that I had to rewrite about myself and about how I can see success in my business. So the next question to think about is, how can you make your business easy, fun, and flowy? Easy, fun, and flowy. And I know that sounds a bit like what, but it's true. In order for you to build a business that's going to feel in full alignment, that's going to resonate with you, going to light you up, and going to attract the right ideal people to your business, the right opportunities, it has to feel easy, it has to feel fun, and it has to be in flow. And it's not to say that every single area in your business is always going to feel easy, fun, and in flow, but for the majority and for the tasks that you are constantly doing day in and day out, it has to feel enjoyable. So using myself as an example, I knew that in order to build a successful and sustainable business, you have to be consistent. But me showing up on Instagram, I knew it wasn't going to happen. The consistency wouldn't have been there because it didn't feel fun, it didn't feel easy, it didn't feel enjoyable for me to show up. So that's the next question. How can you make it easy, fun, and flowy? And I'm probably going to create a workbook around alignment in business as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. It will be a free download that I'm going to create just because I know I'm throwing a lot of questions. There's a lot for you to go through, and I want to make sure that you do. And of course, this is stuff that we will be covering, within the program, the Bizfluencer program. So I will be speaking about that more towards the end. Two more points I want to cover here. So we're now going to look at some different business models for creatives. And I'm probably going to create another video, another live on this because it deserves a full live. But because I've already written the notes down, I will quickly brush over it. So choosing a different business model. There are so many business models out there, especially for content creators and influencers. There's so many different directions that you can go down. A lot of people think, oh, well, as a content creator, I have to just work with brands. That is one direction. But what I'm really teaching you here and what I will be teaching you within the Bizfluencer program is how you can transition from being just a content creator or just an influencer into a digital business owner, a digital entrepreneur. This is something that I personally did for myself. So I started off as a content creator, I was a travel influencer, a lifestyle influencer, and I transitioned into becoming a coach, an online consultant, a speaker. And I did that through all of the steps that I teach in my program, the Business Lounge. And one of the main steps for me was obviously looking at the different business models. So before I do that, I have a question from Alex. How do you integrate your social media image on different platforms? Ever dealt with it? So I think what you mean by that is your social media image. So I guess you mean in your brand that you're building. How do you integrate that on different platforms? So I guess it's really easy, especially when you're building a personal brand. Building a personal brand is all about being yourself. So as long as you are being yourself, you are integrating your brand onto your different social platforms. Now, of course, there's the surface level things that you could be doing, like with your fonts, your colors, making sure that everything is aligned. That's how you can translate your brand and keep that consistency on different platforms. But ultimately, it all comes down to you and your message and how you are showing up. So as long as you are being yourself, you're being consistent with your message that you're putting out there, then this is how you integrate your brand onto different platforms. Now, one thing to think about here, and I'll probably talk about this in a second because I will be sharing some different marketing strategies, but in terms of the integration, you also have to remember that each different platform serves a different purpose. They have a different motive, they have a different way that they want you to show up. So, for example, here on YouTube, it's a lot of long form content, community building, live streams. On Instagram, it's a lot of short form content, the reels, the stories. It's a lot of content that is kind of the quick microwave content. That's what I like to call it. On TikTok, it's the same short form content. On Twitter, it's a lot of written content. So each platform has a different style of how you are going to show up on the platform. But what is going to stay consistent is you as that personal brand, your message, your story, the way that you are presenting yourself is going to be consistent and stay the same. So me as a business mentor, I'm obviously going to show up on YouTube with the same message, the same topics that I'd speak about on any different platform. And this is how you build that consistency within your brand. So I hope that answered that question, Alex. Let me know if you do have any other questions. And anybody else in the chat, let me know if you have any questions as well. So just getting back to business models, like I say, there are so many different business models that you could build as a creative or slash influencer to transition into a business owner. But here are some of the things that you want to first consider. The first thing that you want to consider is your personality type. Because there are so many different ways. In fact, let me all right, before I tell you the things to consider, let me first tell you the different business models, some of the most popular ones that you could get started with straight away. Just before I do that, we have a comment from Ashley, not Brenda. Ashley, me too. I can't with Instagram. I'm pivoting while doing a launch. Amazing. Where are you pivoting to? Are you here on YouTube? Are you going to TikTok? Let me know. And we've got Bosie saying, where's your mic from? So this is the Rode mic. It is the Rode NT USB mic. And I got this from Amazon. So some of the common business models for creators. The first one is one-on-one services. So one-on-one services are going to look like coaching, consulting, done for you services. Let's say if you're a graphic designer, if you're a photographer, obviously you're going to be taking the images or creating the content. So that's classed as done for you. But if on the other side, if you're wanting to offer your expertise, your knowledge, then this would be coaching slash consulting. So this is something that you can immediately get set up with because you already have the knowledge. You are building a business around a topic that you have already mastered. So you already have everything you need to get set up. All you need is yourself, literally. So that is a really common and lucrative business model that you can get started with. So just have a think about some of the services that you could potentially offer, some of the topics that you've mastered, and how you can package that into a service. The next one is memberships. So again, there's so many ways for creatives to create a membership. You could either do it on your own website, you could create a Patreon account, you could create a membership on a Slack community. And again, it's going to be on a topic that you have already mastered, that you have expertise in. So it's going to be easy for you to show up and teach. And people value information and education so much. People, they want to hear from you. They want to hear about different topics. So think about something that you have mastered that you could teach. And what you could do is you could package that into a membership where every single month you're offering a different masterclass, a different training, and you've got people joining this membership on a monthly basis. And this is how you create recurring income for you. Another one is affiliates slash sponsorship. So this is the most common one that you see a lot of creatives trying to do. They're trying to work with brands, collaborations, sponsorships, and this is an amazing way for you to create income within your business. And you get to work with some amazing brands, and it's all really exciting. And yeah, this is definitely a route you can go down when you are building a personal brand-based business, because these brands, they want to work with you because you've built an audience, you've built that loyalty and that trust between you and other people. So this is an amazing way for you to build a business. However, I personally would not solely rely on this. And the reason I say that is because, one, if you are just getting started, it's going to be difficult for you to build up the audience, build up the loyalty, for you to go out there and send your media kit off to brands. There's a lot of work that you have to do in the beginning. There's a lot of trust building that you're going to have to do. So if you're wanting to get started quickly, if you're wanting to build a brand and a business quickly, this is not the best route for you to go down. And also, if you are a seasoned if you are a seasoned content creator or influencer and you've been doing this for some time, I also don't think that you should solely be relying on brand deals and sponsorships, because ultimately you are still an employee. You're still relying on other people to give you that income. So what I would suggest is, on top of you working with brands and sponsorships and doing affiliate marketing, you also want to be building your own products and services. You also want to make sure that you have control of your income and control over how you decide to run your business. You don't want to solely rely on other people. Hey, Julie, welcome. So Buster says, how do I find PR emails for brands? That's a really good question. I'm not covering that in this video, but I will make a note of that, and I'll definitely create a video around that, which I know will be really exciting. So the next business model, which is another common one, is courses and digital products. So creating courses and digital products is blowing up right now for the simple fact that, again, everyone wants to learn. Everyone loves education, learning about different topics. And this is a business model which allows you to create passive income. So this is different to all of the other business models I'm going to teach you about, because when you create a course once, you've got that course for life. And you can continue to sell that, continue to get people into your business, and it becomes a passive income stream. This is where you're really making money as you sleep. You're not having to worry about it. And yeah, it's such a lucrative way to make money. The same with digital offers. So you could create workbooks, ebooks, templates, all of these things you create once. And once you've created it once, you can sell it unlimitedly. So the benefits of having courses and digital offers is the fact that you can earn unlimited amounts of income for doing very little work. Of course, in the beginning, it may take you a bit of time to create the content, to create the branding, to create a website, to set up the pricing structure. All of that is going to take you some time in the start. But once you've got that set up, you can then continue to make money from this product that you've created once. So I think everyone should have digital products set up regardless of which business model you choose. And a lot of these business models you can do all at once. Once you've set up one, you can then move on to the next one and then the next one. So this really is the benefit of building a business and a personal brand as a creator. Because once you've built that loyalty and that trust with people, you can then go on to create all of these different services and offers and they can all just pile on top of each other. And then the final one that I'm going to share, which is a really important, a really, what's the word I'm looking for? A final one that I'm going to share, which is a really popular business model, is events and speaking. So this is more so when you do build a personal brand and when you have been offering value, creating content, you can then transition that into creating different events. So you could create retreats, in-person events, meetups, and then you can also offer services as a speaker. So you can be speaking on your different expertise, you can be showing up, you can be speaking on panels, podcast interviews, all of that amazing stuff. That's some of the things that you can also do when you do build a brand. So here are some of the most common business models, which I've just given you now. And before you go away and decide on one of these business models, there are a few things that you want to first consider. So the first thing that you're going to want to consider is your personality type. So the reason why this is so important is because I personally have tried all these different business models and a lot of them didn't work out. Some of them did work out. And what I've realized is a lot of it was down to my personal personality type, because some of these are not going to work for you if it doesn't align with your personality. For example, if you're someone who is more on the reserve side and you're not extroverted, you don't enjoy being around a lot of people, you don't enjoy being in public spaces, then creating events may not be the right move for you. In-person events. Maybe you want to focus on creating more online events. The same with one-on-one services. Sometimes, especially if you are more, let's say, introverted, having one-on-one services could potentially drain your energy, and it doesn't feel right for you to constantly be having multiple different clients throughout the day, throughout the week. So maybe for you, it's better to have a group program where you're only having to show up once a week and teaching, or once a month, and you're serving a lot of clients at the same time, but it doesn't drain all of your energy because all of your energy is going into that one session as opposed to multiple different sessions. So you have to think about that. Another one is memberships. Maybe you're someone who you want to create a course and you want to be able to sell that course on autopilot, on evergreen, and you don't constantly want to be creating new content every single month, because with a membership, you have to be maintaining that. So that may not suit you. Maybe you just want to create that course once and have loads of people go through that same course. On the other side, you could be someone who really loves to create a lot of content, who loves to create new things. So maybe a membership does work for you because it gives you that opportunity to be always creating new content and to be always switching things up. So there are just some things to think about. Another thing is your commitment. So you have to think about how much time do you actually have to commit to this business, because some of these models, they're going to take a lot more time than others. For example, again, memberships, that's going to take a lot of your time because every single month you're creating new content. Every single month you're having to be running your community. So you're going to have people within your community always coming in, always going out. So it's going to take up a lot of your energy, and maybe you don't have the time for that. If you're working, if you've got other commitments, family commitments, that might not be the right move for you. So you may look towards having, let's say, a courses instead. So you'll create a course that doesn't take up much of your time. You've still got time to go to work and your other commitments, but yet you're still building your business and making money in the background. Another one is one-on-one services. So again, with your commitment, do you have the right time? Are you committed to working with people on a one-on-one basis? Because it does take a lot of your energy to do that. You have to be always present for your clients, and a lot of the time they're going to be paying you a higher amount for this one-on-one personalized support. So do you have the capacity to help them? So these are some of the things you have to think about. And again, in my program, the Bizfluencer program, we'll be going into this in a lot more detail, and I'll be giving you that one-on-one support so we can find the right business model for you that's going to work with your time, your personality, the commitment that you've had, and we'll really get there for you and work out which one is going to be the best. Another thing to consider is budget. So you have to think about what is your budget for creating this business. And the best thing about creating service-based businesses is that you don't need a huge budget to begin with. But of course, you are going to need a bit of a budget in order to get started with tech. Maybe you need to find a mentor, you need to build a website. So those are the things that you're going to look at. And again, if you are building, let's say, a membership, that will require you to have a community, a website, somewhere where you can house your content. So that is going to be an expense that you have to think about. As opposed to if you go for one-on-one services, maybe you don't need all of that. You don't need your website yet. You don't need to have pre-recorded videos uploaded. It's just going to be one-on-one sessions. And then the final thing to consider is your experience with tech. So you want to make sure that you are knowledgeable on the tech before you get started on these different business models, because a lot of them are going to require you to set up courses, to set up digital offers. So make sure that you do have the experience and the knowledge to get started with that. And these are all things that can be learned, of course, but it is things for you to consider before you go out there and decide, all right, I want to create these courses, I want to do this. Make sure you know what it's going to actually take. All right. And then I was going to speak a bit about marketing, but I think I'm going to leave that for tomorrow because this video is definitely getting long and we've been through a lot. There's a lot I want you to think about, a lot I want you to digest. But this is really the secrets to building an aligned business. You have to first think about how does this business make sense for you? What is it that you have personally mastered in your life that you feel unwavered about, that you can teach? You've got that confidence that you know that you have down packed. What are those things for you? And once you've got that, you're then going to look at, all right, now you know exactly what it is that you want for your business. What is it that you don't want for your business? And understand that you don't have to do that, because the more you take on tasks that don't feel aligned, the less in alignment that you're going to feel. So I hope all of this is making sense. Let me know in the comments if you do have any questions on anything that we have spoke about so far when it comes to building alignment in your business. Ashley says, yes, I pivot on YouTube. Amazing. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. But yeah, before we head off, let me know if you've got any questions. And I do want to talk to you about my program, the Bizfluencer Lounge, which is now open for enrollment. And the early bird enrollment price is going to be ending very soon. So make sure you do get in if this is an opportunity that is right for you. So the Bizfluencer program is a 6-month mastermind program for influencers and content creators who are wanting to transition into digital business owners. So this is for you if you are ready to unlock your full potential as a creator. Maybe you have been a content creator for some time, but it's not yet profitable for you. You haven't made money from it. Or maybe you wanting to offer services and offer different courses and digital products. So we've got a question. Buster says, does it include personal mentorship? Yes. So what you will be getting included within the Bizfluencer program is every single month we will have a different training. So I will be going live teaching you a different part of my framework. So the framework that we'll be going through is my build framework. And this is the exact framework that I personally have followed to transition from being a content creator into being a digital business owner. So as well as a live training, you'll have a weekly coaching call. So every single week we will jump on Zoom and that will be your opportunity to ask personalized questions. Now, the thing I really wanted from this program, I didn't want it to be just another business program. I really wanted us to be getting into the details of how we can build an aligned business, because I personally have been through so many different business courses and I've had different mentors. And what I found is a lot of these mentors, they just give you the framework and expect you to follow it. And they'll tell you, all right, yes, if you follow this, you'll be successful. And every single time, it didn't really work for me. There was bits and pieces that I got from that. But what I realized is the key to building success is first having that trust within yourself. It's giving me as a coach, my job is to give you that space and to ask you the right questions so you can find that alignment for yourself. So within the program, we're going to have weekly coaching calls, which is the opportunity for you to ask me questions around building a business. And my job on these calls is to really help you find the right answer for yourself. It's not to tell you what to do. Yes, I will be giving you the guidance and showing you the steps that I've personally followed, but the key for me really is helping you build an aligned business, and a business that feels right for you, that feels exciting for you, that really lights you up, not just following my business model, finding the right thing for you. So what you'll have included is live monthly trainings, you'll have weekly Q&A calls, you'll have unlimited support via text. So we'll be creating a community where again you can ask any questions, you can submit any content to me, any programs, anything that you want me to review, you'll be able to submit on there. But yeah, this is really for that creator who is done making the excuses, who is done with not seeing the success, the freedom in their life, and they really want to take their content creation and their influence to the next step, because there's so many possibilities, there's so many options. I've been through a few of them today. I've talked you through a few different business models, but the possibilities are really endless. So my aim within the 6 months of us working together is for us to find the right business model for you, something that feels aligned. You'll also be creating your first product, your first service, or if you're already a business owner, we'll be looking at how we can better that service and how we can better that product. I'll be showing you exactly how you can find and attract aligned clients through showing up on the right platforms for you, the platforms that make you feel the most expansive, the platforms that you enjoy showing up on. We'll be looking at how to create a marketing plan that is just easy and enjoyable for you, and again attracts the aligned clients to you. So there's so much that we'll be including. Like I say, the early bird pricing is going to be ending very soon. We actually start next week. So I'm really holding space here for 5 creators to join me in this program. Let's build your aligned business. Let's help you start getting some income in. So if that sounds like the opportunity for you, then all the details are down in my description box. And also I will be giving you the opportunity to book a call with me as well, so we can talk through that on a call personally. So if that sounds like something that you wanting to do, then make sure you do head over to that sales page, the BizFluencer program/join, and it will give you all of the information there. I will be going live tomorrow as well, and tomorrow we'll be looking at the different marketing strategies that you can use for your business. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this live, and I'm gonna sign off now. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop me a comment, or you can message me over on Instagram at @MontelleB. That is it for this one. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.